Hello, everybody. This is Vex, and this is a new channel that I've got going. Welcome to my new map making channel. And to promote this channel and get it going and be able to get a custom URL and maybe eventually monetize some of these videos. I mean, that's a long time in the future. But in order to do that, I'm going to help promote this myself by doing little contests. So, if you subscribe to my channel and you comment on one of the videos, even if it's a negative comment, I don't care. You can criticize me. But if you comment, if you subscribe, if you watch some videos, it's gonna help me get this channel going and get. Especially, I really just want to get like, I think it's 100 subscribers or maybe it's 30 subscribers, and I gotta have 30 days on the new account, and then I can get a custom URL that's not 8 bajillion thing characters long, and I can get a custom channel name that actually fits, and you can find it easier. So that's really what I want to do. But if you do all of that, if you subscribe, if you comment, if even if you just have something you want to say, you want to comment on the channel, want to comment on my map making methods, if you have another art program that you think is I left out, or you have some comments on why you think maybe I one of the ones I didn't like, uh, maybe why it's better, do please comment on that because I am always open to finding new programs to use and new things to make my job making maps easier. So, but if you do all that, what do you get, right? What's this contest for? Well, I will give one lucky person after I hit 30 days. So 30 days from now, uh, which would be, let's see, we'll look at the calendar. 30 days from now should be, I think April 2nd. April 2nd or 3rd. So probably like the very latest, I will give somebody on Saturday the 4th something on DM's Guild that has my name on it. Now, I haven't gotten permission from Grim Press, who is the one of the people I do conversions for. Well, he's the only one. Oh, I didn't want to download. I wanted to actually click on this. Here we go. And I do conversions for Grim Press, and I haven't gotten permission, but there are some things if you click on my name, like adaptable NPCs. That's I did the conversion for that. That's not actually my product, but I'm guessing if I asked Grim nicely, he might let me give you guys one of those things if you don't want one of my own products. But if you want one of my products, that is preferable, and I can easily just send you a free copy. So this is a list of all of my products, and there will be a link in the doobly doo at the bottom of the video, which will let you just click on this and instantly come over here and look at all of my many products that I have available. Now, a lot of these you're seeing the same icon because I have done an expansion for Dungeon of the Mad Mage that adds uh, additional rooms onto the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, so that you can, because you want more mega dungeon or more dungeon in your mega dungeon, right? uh, Additional rooms with encounters and new NPCs and new magic items and all sorts of stuff. And this is my newest project, which is the Tomb of Annihilation expanded. I'm doing something similar to where I expanded Dungeon of the Mad Mage, but in this one, I am adding maps that are just kind of needed that weren't there in the original product, or adding side adventures and side quests and things that just gives you a little bit more to do in your Tomb of Annihilation campaign. If you are running a jungle campaign, though, you can just use these to add more to your jungle adventure. It doesn't have to be Tomb of Annihilation. So, and I do have in both of those products, which are my two main products, I want to say, uh, there is a PDF version and a Fantasy Grounds version. Which if you don't use Fantasy Grounds, you do not have to. Like, here's the PDF bundle for Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is like almost $75 at face value, but the bundle is about $50. And yeah, if somebody, if you subscribe and you comment so that I know you subscribed, in 30 days, I will pick one random person and give them a copy of whatever they want. I will send them a message and probably do a video announcing, "Hey, this person won." Uh, and I might do something like this to promote the channel in the future. But right now, I only have one video up right now, and it is the standard of what you're going to find on this channel, which is just videos of me making maps and talking about map making software and things like that. I might do a little bit of talking about Fantasy Grounds, which is my preferred uh, virtual tabletop. So I'm going to jump over to Steam just so you know what programs I use and things like that. So let me jump to the library, scroll down here. Dungeon Painter Studio. That is what I use. So I'm going to go to the store page for Dungeon Painter Studio. And Dungeon Painter Studio is made by Pyromancers. If you go to pyromancers.com, they have a free version of this software which has very limited assets, but it works. It uses Flash. And Dungeon Painter Studio, even though it released here in it's like 3 years ago now in February of 2017, it's still technically early access, but they are not really doing anything to update it. It is a finished version. I don't think they're ever gonna do anything more. But it costs $15 on Steam. And let me go ahead and go back to. We'll jump over here and we'll just go to Pyromancers so you can see what I'm talking about. If you go to pyromancers.com and then click on Dungeon Painter Studio or Dungeon Painter Online, it'll load the Flash player. You have to have Flash, Adobe Flash enabled for your browser in order to do this, and it does take a minute to load. But it does let you do everything that Dungeon Painter Studio does, except it's very limited on the amount of assets you can use, and you can't use any custom assets or anything like that. And it's still loading, even though it's done loading. You're limited to just a few categories of tiles, just a few different kinds of walls, and just not a whole lot of objects. And actually, I'm not seeing like I'm. Are there trees? I really haven't used uh, Dungeon Painter Online. I don't think you can do like outdoor maps with this. I don't know how you would without being able to put like bushes and trees down. Doesn't look like it. So yeah, I would not recommend using Dungeon Painter Online, even though it is free. But I mean, if you really need a map really bad that and you can't find one like it online, I guess this will do in a pinch. But if you're going to be making maps for your RPG uses, I would recommend spending a little money. So let me go over some of the other options besides Dungeon Painter Studio, which is right here. And if you want to watch one of my other videos to see how Dungeon Painter Studio works, that's the best way I'm not going to go over it in this video. But I will go through some of the alternatives to Dungeon Painter Studio. The first one, the one that I would recommend the least, even though it is pretty impressive, is Dungeon Fog. Dungeon Fog works a lot like Dungeon Painter Studio, but it is a subscription-based service. You have to pay for it monthly, or just use their free account, which has limited options. However, it is a little bit better than Dungeon Painter Online. If you're gonna use Dungeon Painter Online, I would recommend you actually use Dungeon Fog, and that is found at dungeonfog.com. You can make a free account, and I think you can do 2 or 3 maps at a time, and then you got to delete them. And they are limited in size and what assets you can use. You can pay for a premium subscription, and they do have an annual option, which saves you some money. However, if you're going to be making maps that you're going to sell, like in a commercial pack, like I do, it's really not worth it. Their commercial license is a little crazy considering that's per year, and I believe they've worded it so that if you stop paying for it, you're supposed to stop selling your products with those in them, which is I just don't think it's worth it. So that's why I do think it is a cool software, but between the fact that it's subscription based and that it's online only, you can't. There's no program you download so that if your internet is out, you can still use it. Those are two big things for me, at least. I don't like it, but I am impressed by how it works, and other than those things, it's great. The next one up is Virtual Battle Map, which is also on Steam. It costs $30. It is cool software, and if this video, there we go, it starts running. It is 3D software. It allows you to build a 3D map, and then You do have the option of printing web quality 2D images from like a top down view, which is nice. Between the price for this and the fact that it's limited by 3D objects, is part of the reason why I don't use it. However, if I were running games on, say, Tabletop Simulator as opposed to Fantasy Grounds and doing three-dimensional maps, this might be my go-to software, to be honest, because I do believe you can export these in a format that is easy for Tabletop Simulator to handle. So you can literally just output this and it's ready to go in Tabletop Simulator. I could be wrong though. I'm not sure about this. Again, I don't own this one, but I believe that's what I've read, that you can use this for Tabletop Simulator for 3D maps. But uh, this is a viable option. It does have some cool lighting effects stuff too. The next one we're going to move on to is Illwinter's Floor Mat Generator. Right now it's on sale, but it normally runs around $7. It is quick and dirty and simple, easy to use. Click and drag, make a map. If you are just looking for very, very quick, easy map making, click and drag, this is probably your cheapest option. But it is, again, limited on assets, limited on art style. Uh, it does what it does and it does it well. Anything else and it doesn't do that. Like it's very lacking. You're getting what you're paying for with this $7 price. You're not getting a steal of any kind. But if this is what you want, if this is just you want simple, make a map so I can visualize in a virtual tabletop role playing game, then this will do it. That's what you want. The next option is Arcane Mapper. This is one that is like Dungeon Painter Studio. It's been in early access for like 3 years. It came out just a few months after Dungeon Painter Studio. It is cheaper than Dungeon Painter Studio by $5. And in some ways, it does some things better than Dungeon Painter Studio. You're gonna see here in a moment. I might skip ahead in the video just to show you. You can add lighting to the map, which you can't really do in Dungeon Painter Studio, at least not on this level where it auto generates where the light goes, which is a very nice thing. Um, and this is one I really, like I said, I just need to buy this and try it out. But I do think the lighting options do make for some really cool looking maps that you can't do without another program. I tend to use Dungeon Painter Studio and then use Photoshop for lighting. But I'm looking at Arcane Mapper, and then I already bought Dungeon Draft, which is the next one we're going to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and play this video. Dungeon Draft is made by Megasploot. They're the people who also made Wonder Draft, which does excellent overland map making. Um, I've already played a little around with Dungeon Draft. The only thing that it's missing, in my opinion, is a nice sidebar that shows you the layers so that you can manipulate what you've put on the map. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let me turn this down a little bit. Don't really need the background noise, but whatever. As you can see, he's building a map, and it's sped up quite a bit, but um, it is as simple as it looks. It's mostly just click and drag. It is pretty useful. Um, and we're gonna skip ahead because again, uh, it does do a couple of things that are interesting. For instance, you can manipulate the colors on the objects with without actually changing the assets. There's a color selector over here, and which is nice. Right now he's adding a beach and then he's going to add some water. It does have animated water effects, which I assume means that they're going to add an option for you to export video. Or maybe they just intend for people to screen cap and then they can upload animated maps to YouTube. Which is that's an interesting idea. It's cool. Nobody else is doing that as far as I know. Um, so there is that, and here in a minute, I might need to skip ahead. He's going to change the color of the lighting and darken it, and then he's going to add actual lights. So, which is another really, I think that's really cool, and it can be really, really useful for making, more thematic maps. Um, Again, this program does not. It does have layers. You can select an object and move it up or down, but there's no way to like group objects and then manipulate the layers that way. But this program is available right now. It's basically early access or alpha or beta, whatever you can call it. It's running for $20, and you buy it through Humble Bundle, which is nice because then it's kind of like Steam. As long as you've got a Humble Bundle account, you can always download it, and you can see here the features and the minimum requirements, which are a little bit high. And then the other alternative I want to show, because I do use Photoshop in my videos, if you don't want to pay for Photoshop, which is a little expensive, it's about $10 a month or $120 a year, there is GIMP, which is completely free. So that is an option. So I want to go back into my channel and once again reiterate that I am running a contest for the next 30 some days. If you subscribe to my channel and comment on a video, even if it's just to say something negative, I don't mind. I got thick skin. Uh, then in 30 days, you randomly might get something cool from DM's Guild, something on the list of stuff that I've made. And I will contact whoever wins at the beginning of April and let them know that, hey, they won, yay! And they can choose something off of DM's Guild, and I will send it to you for free. I'll let you. At that time, you can choose. You don't have to choose now. And by then, I'll have even more products. I'll probably have two or three more of these Tomb of Annihilation expandeds done, and maybe a few more conversions from Grim Press. I will talk to Grimlore, and maybe he'll let somebody win something, one of these conversions. I would highly recommend, if you're going to go that way, I would highly recommend Adaptable NPCs 2, which is actually still growing on the bestseller list on DM's Guild. The PDF version is. The other one that is interesting, if you're a DM, the Half Race Handbook is pretty cool. Oh, where was that? It was up here. Puzzles, Predicaments, and Perplexities 2 has got a bunch of really cool puzzles and stuff for you to add to your D&D games. I do have some other products that are mostly just for Fantasy Grounds users, like the Weather Generator, the Random Treasure Generator. There's Random Treasure Tables. Uh, my Vicious Mockery Generator is pretty cool, but if you're going for most bang for your buck, you probably are going to go for the Dungeon of the Mad Mage bundle or uh, one of the Grim Press products that I've converted. So anyway, that is the end of this video. Please do like, subscribe, all that stuff. I am starting just barely getting this channel started. As you can see, the only person subscribed to my channel is me. Uh, yeah, see, I subscribed to my own channel. So I definitely want to grow this channel so I can get a custom URL and maybe eventually get a few pennies from every time somebody likes a video or watches it or whatever. But mostly I'm just starting this channel to help other people out there who are running D&D games that want to make their own maps. So I hope you enjoy this and just check out my other videos. See you later.